Hello and welcome. This 18-minute vinyasa flow is designed just to get your body moving today. This flow should be okay for beginners all the way up to experienced practitioners. So once your furry friends are settled in, we'll get started in a comfortable seat. You could sit cross-legged or you could sit back on your shins. And it may even feel nice to ground the palms down onto your thighs. Lift the spine, close the eyes, connect with your breath. Take a long breath in through the nose and a slow breath out. Another long inhale and exhale. Ground the left hand by the left hip, right arm reaches up, and we'll tip it over to the left. Come through center. Right hand grounds, left arm reaches, and then tip it over to the right. Breathe into that left side body. And start to come back through center. Ground both hands, lengthen the spine, and then right arm reaches for the left knee. Left hand grounds behind you, twist. Release through center and take it the other way. Left hand to the right knee, right hand reaches back behind you. Twist the spine, breathe here. And come back through center. Tabletop, come on to hands and knees. On your next inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, roll the chest open. On your exhale, cat pose, press into the hands, round the spine. Inhale for cow, lift the crown of the head, tailbone up. And exhale for cat, round the spine. And take one more round with your breath. And then start to come through center, find tabletop. From here, we'll move into puppy pose. For puppy pose, we keep the hips stacked over the knees, lifted off the heels. Hands stretch forward, chest lowers down. Try to find something tolerable to do with the face. You can come onto the chin or a cheek or the forehead. Give your shoulders, your upper back permission to soften here. So we're looking for gravity to help us lower our chest down to the mat. This opens the upper back, the shoulders, and the armpits. Breathe here. And start to walk hands back underneath the shoulders, find tabletop, neutralize, and then downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Find some movement in this first downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet, rolling forward to plank and back to down dog. You can raise and lower each leg, just a little movement that feels right in your body. And then from downward facing dog, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step or hop, feet to hands. Fold at the top of the mat. You can find a little bit of movement here even. You can shift side to side, front to back. You could grab opposite elbow and sway side to side. Just let head, neck, and shoulders be heavy here. Keep the knees soft. And then release hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold forward. Ground through both feet. Inhale, rise up, reach up, gaze up, and then exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold nose to toes. Inhale, rise up, reach up, bow forward. Lift up, lengthen the spine, and then fold. One more time. Inhale, rise up, reach up, gaze up. On your exhale, bow. Inhale, lift up, halfway lengthen. Exhale, plank pose, ground the hands. You can step or hop the feet back. And then downward facing dog, lift the hips high to the sky. Inhale, 3-point, right heel reaches. Exhale, cheetah pose, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, cheetah, round the spine. One more. Inhale, 3-point. Cheetah pose, pull knee to nose, use your core, step the right foot between the hands. Press the heart forward, lengthen the back body, and then drop the left knee, untuck the left toes. Proposal pose, start to lift the chest, stack hands on top of the right thigh. Breathe into the front of the left leg. We're stretching the left quad, the left hip flexor. Keep the chest lifted, spine long, low belly engaged. Twist, left hand grounds, right arm reaches up, pull the shoulder blades together to open the chest. One more inhale here, ground the right hand, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the left heel, knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, 3-point, cheetah pose, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-point, last time, cheetah pose, pull knee to nose, step the left foot forward, come onto fingertips, lengthen the back body, and then drop the right knee, untuck the right toes. Proposal pose, start to lift the chest, stack hands on top of the forward thigh. Breathe here, opening the front of the right leg, the right hip flexor. And then twist, ground the right hand, left arm reaches up. Get broad across the chest, feel the shoulder blades come together. On your next inhale, reach up, and then ground the left hand. Tuck those right toes, we'll step forward and fold. On your inhale, chair pose, drop the hips, peel the chest open. You can reach the hands up, you can reach them straight ahead. You can pull hands together in front of the heart. Slide the shin bones back over the ankles. Keep the low belly lifting and engaged, and then fold forward. Lift up halfway, lengthen, breathe in. Nose to toes, breathe out. Inhale, lift up, lengthen, and then plank pose to downward facing dog. Inhale, float the right heel high, pull knee to nose, step the right foot forward. Ground the left heel, warrior two, lift up. Relax shoulders away from the ears, gaze over front fingertips. On your next inhale, peaceful warrior, will flip the front palm, sweep the ceiling, stretch the right side body. Side angle pose, pull the right forearm to the right thigh, left arm reaches up. And keep the right side body engaged, hugging towards midline, towards the spine. Breathe here. Inhale, back to peaceful warrior. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel floats high. Use your core, left foot comes forward. And then warrior two, right heel spins down, hands open over the feet. Really ground through the outer edge of the right foot. Left knee tracks forward. Peaceful warrior, on your next inhale, sweep the ceiling. Side angle pose, left forearm to the left thigh this time, right arm reaches up. Keep shoulder blades coming together, chest is opening towards the long edge of the mat. Ground through the outer edge of the right foot, and then inhale, peaceful warrior to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, find your breath here. And then inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step or hop, feet to the top of the mat. Lift up halfway, lengthen, breathe in, fold, breathe out, ground down, rise up, reach up, look up, and then anchor hands together in front of the heart. Establish feet right underneath the hips, and we'll move into a balancing sequence. Start to shift weight over onto the left foot. Right foot gets light, and we'll place it to the inner ankle, to the inner calf, or to the inner thigh. Tree pose. If and when you're feeling stable, try bringing hands to the low back, interlacing the fingers, rolling the chest open, gently stretching knuckles back and down. And then carefully release the right foot. We'll pull the right knee in towards the chest. Stay here or extend the right foot forward, engaging the right quad to keep the foot lifted. Breathe here. Airplane pose. Start to tabletop the body. Right toes point down. Chest stays lifted. Encourage the knuckles back. High lunge, right foot steps back. We'll release hands up towards the ceiling. And then downward facing dog, ground the hands. Pedal out the feet. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop, top of the mat. Lift up halfway, lengthen, and then fold. Root down, rise up, reach up, big inhale, and then hands together in front of the heart. Tree pose will establish feet underneath the hips and then shift weight over to the right side. Pull the left foot to the inner ankle, to the inner calf, or you could help it up to the inner thigh. And then, if it feels okay, take hands to the low back, interlace the fingers, draw the elbows together, roll the chest open, but keep the core engaged. Ribs are knitting in, chest stays open, spine is long. Release the foot, pull the knee in towards the chest, stay here, or extend the foot forward. Engage the left quads to keep the toes lifted. Airplane pose, tabletop the body, left toes point back and down, chest stays open. High lunge, left foot steps back, release hands up, and then downward facing dog, ground the hands, lift the hips up and back. Pedal out the feet, find a little bit of movement here. Let the left heel get heavy, float the right heel high, and we'll take half pigeon on the right side. So the right shin is going to come forward towards the wrists. We're evening out our weight between the right hip and the left thigh. If the right hip is up in space, take a blanket from the couch, maybe roll it up, and we'll tuck it underneath the tush for a little bit of support. And you can stay up on the hands, or if you want, you can release down onto the forearms. Now we're releasing tension, especially in the right hip, but notice if that tension creeps between the shoulder blades. Maybe you soften there or relax the jaw. And take one more slow round of breath here. And then press into the hands. Make your way into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Find a little bit of release for the hips. And then right heel gets heavy. Float the left heel high. Half pigeon on the left side. Maybe note if you need a blanket underneath the left hip for support. And find your version of half pigeon, maybe coming onto the forearms. Let yourself just be here fully in this pose, breathing. And then start to lift the chest up. And make your way into downward facing dog. Find a little bit of movement here. And then walk the feet forward, cross at the ankles, come onto the seat. We'll take our boat pose. So we're going to ground the feet to the mat and then plant hands down behind you. Roll the chest open, start to lift the shins. Pull knees in towards the chest towards the knees, and then hold on either behind the thighs or reach the hands forward. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. Seated child's pose. Drop the feet, round the spine, hug the shins. Then reclined butterfly pose. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall apart, and start to lower down onto the back. Rest hands wherever they're comfortable. Let your breath slow down. Maybe close the eyes if you haven't already. Let yourself just be right here. And slowly start to shut the knees and pull them in towards the chest. Give them a squeeze. We'll drop the knees over towards the right. opening the chest for a twist. Left shoulder gets heavy towards the mat. Start to come through center and then drop the knees over to the left. Right shoulder gets heavy, chest stays open for our twist. Breathe here. And then gently pull the knees through center one last time. Give them a squeeze. Shavasana when you're ready. Take the legs out long. Really let the physical body relax. Let the baby toes spin out towards the edges of the mat. Let the shoulders melt. Let the breath soften. Give yourself permission to just be here and now with nowhere else to go, nothing else to be doing for the next few rounds of breath. And take a long breath in through the nose and a slow breath out through the nose. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. And then carefully reach the arms up and overhead and pull knees in towards the chest. Maybe stay here on your back, or you might like to roll over to one side and rest your head in your arm. And we'll take a moment now just to acknowledge this transition that we're in as we leave behind the physical practice of asana and move back into the living practice that happens when we step off of the mat. And start to come up to a comfortable seat. And when you're there, bring hands together in front of the heart and bow chin towards fingertips, just acknowledging yourself for showing up. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.